We all get anxious from time to time, no matter how old or young we are. Often we feel anxious for a short time, but if we're feeling anxious for some time or that extreme anxiety lasts for over 6 months, please see the doctor, as you might have general anxiety disorder. But today we will not look at the anxiety disorder. Instead of that, we're looking at our everyday anxiety and how to deal with it from psychological and biblical perspective. Psychologists define anxiety as an emotion characterized by feelings of tension, worried thoughts, and these are accompanied by physical bodily changes to our perceived threat as we anticipate impending danger or misfortune. Anxiety is our body's natural response to stress unless it is out of control. The common anxiety symptoms are: we feel nervous, tense, or even restless. We feel like we're in danger, panic, or catastrophe. We experience unexplained pains or aches, and doctors cannot find what's wrong with us. We might have dizziness or heart palpitations, sweating, trembling, feeling weak or tired, having trouble sleeping, troubles concentrating. We might have experiencing digestive problems or indigestion, having difficulty controlling our worries. But being anxious and worried are not the same. Worry is in our minds, while anxiety affects not only our minds, but also our bodies. Worry is usually specific and concrete, and we deal with that specific thing, while anxiety is vague, and we have this weird feeling, and sometimes it's even in our guts, but we cannot pinpoint what we're anxious about. Proverbs 12, verse 25 says, "Anxiety weighs down the human heart, but a good word cheers it up." It's horrible when we feel this heavy weight in our hearts and we are anxious. However, there are some simple changes that we can do not to be anxious or help with our anxiety. Firstly, we must know ourselves. We should notice what triggers our anxiety. Secondly, we should keep a journal. Write those triggers, those feelings and experiences. Thirdly, ensure to get enough sleep, because lack of sleep increases anxiety. And if you have problems sleeping, see a doctor. Maybe your doctor can help you with sleeping. Fourthly, exercise. Set yourself a schedule, and if you never exercise, even start maybe with 5 minutes per day, and then increase or add more strenuous exercising as your endurance increases, because exercise can help to reduce your stress and anxiety. Fifthly, eat healthy and include some foods maybe that contains magnesium or fatty acids. Also, avoid alcohol or recreational drugs, as it can cause or increase your anxiety. Nicotine or caffeinated drinks can make anxiety worse, so reduce it or stop it completely. One of the other things that's important, be more social. And I know for introverts this might be difficult, but isolating yourself from friends or family can make your anxiety worse. So schedule, if that's what it takes, schedule the time you spend with people. And the times when you feel so overwhelmed, stop doing what you're doing. Take a break from it. Go for a walk or do something that will take your mind away from your worries, fears, or what you think you're anxious about. Try relaxation and stress management techniques. Philippians 4 verses 6 to 7 teaches us how to deal with anxiety from the biblical perspective. It says, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. This is not an advice, but an instruction. It says, do not be anxious about anything. So it means we have a big part to play if we're anxious or not. It's similar if somebody says, do not be rude. It's up to us if we will stay rude or will not stay rude. So when it says, do not be anxious, it means the way we will combat anxiety is by not being anxious and doing the following 2 things. First of all, we'll be praying about everything, and that includes all big or small prayer requests. And yes, no matter how small, if it's important to you, pray about it. And secondly, go to God with thanksgiving attitude, as we can find things to thank God about. And if any of you stop doing your warrior exercise, maybe you should start doing it again. Or if you don't want to do it, then spend at least 5 minutes per day in thanksgiving attitude. Thank God for the things you have today. Because if we would thank God daily, we will start looking into life differently. The anxiety that we had before will flee, and we will have God's peace. In 1 Peter 5 verses 7 and 8, it says, cast all, not some, cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. Discipline yourselves. Keep alert. Like a roaring lion, your adversary, the devil prowls around looking for someone to devour. The devil wants us to be defeated. He wants to devour us through anxiety. But God doesn't want us to be defeated and anxious because He loves us. That's why it says, cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. So let us remember this daily and repeat to ourselves, especially when we start to feel anxious.